Okay. Good morning, and welcome. My name is Tara Tibbs. As you can see, I have enabled everyone's ability to use the chat functionality as well as your microphones have been enabled too, and that's for the sole purpose to interact. Okay, I want to encourage you all to pipe in, to engage, all that good stuff. This is most definitely not a sit and get, but it is more a workshop in that we want you to interact and engage in this experience together. I am delighted that you all are here. I'm in California, so for those of you West Coasters, it's early, but we are revved up. And to my East Coasters, it's not as early, but we're in my Central folks because I saw we had Texas and Illinois. And welcome to all. I am elated that you all are joining us for this session. We have a dynamite person, Dana, who I just adore on many levels, but she is going to give you some, I feel like, nuggets around really optimizing your technology you have in your classroom through my view board. So I hope you are really ready to receive in that regard. I'm excited to see where you guys stand because really the tools in which Dana's going to share with you guys, it doesn't really matter where you are in your implementation. I think these are nuggets that you can recycle and recall, and more importantly, apply to wherever you are in that implementation. So I'm going to, before one more housekeeping item, because we have such a large group, I am, as I always do, I'm going to do an incentive around participation and engagement in our community. So if you're not a community member, I would encourage you to join the community. I'll pop a link in so you can join. I'll also show you at the end how you can jump into the community and join. If you already are a member, I'd love for you to go to this particular workshop and reflect, comment, share, what have you in that thread. I'm going to pop a comment in there too to kind of get the ball rolling, and you can comment right along with me. But I will be giving away 3 gift cards at the end, so I do hope your schedules allow for you to enjoy until the end. Okay, I promise I'm gonna stop talking and let Dana take over. Thank you, Dana.
Hi, Tara. Thank you so much for that introduction. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm just hoping that maybe we're doing good with sound. Great. All right. Good morning. It's still morning time here. I am in Ohio, actually. I work for an educational service center, and I have been here, oh my gosh, like at least 13 years. We provide technology support for at least 12 of our area districts. So my role has been turned into more of a PD application role for all of our 12 districts. So that's why I kind of got involved with ViewSonic a little bit. I've been a Google for Education trainer for at least 7 years. And this is my first year now with ViewSonic. So I'm excited to start with you guys and just jump into some awesome ideas and some tips and tricks. And I'm going to get my screen up here so you guys will be able to see it. All right. Tara, are you able to see my screen okay? I just want to check real quick.
Absolutely. Looks good, Dana.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, so we're going to dig into a little bit more about our ViewSonic boards. So we know that our ViewSonic boards are pretty awesome. If you've not experienced them yet, then you are missing out. You will definitely enjoy them once you're able to get one, hopefully, fingers crossed. Now, if you do have a board, chances are you've used the My ViewBoard whiteboard software, and there's a lot of benefits with that software. And so we're just going to dig in and give you some helpful tips and tricks and, like Tara said, nuggets to get you going. So I'm going to start off with talking about how this is way more than a projector. A projector, you just project to your board, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to get more hands-on. We're going to teach our students how to get more hands-on and what else you can do with our software. So I'm already logged into my ViewBoard software, and I am able to now change to the next slide here. And I want to go over just some ideas that I use with some of our schools and some of our students. And so what I like to do is I like to throw a question to the board when the students come back from summer break. So I'm just going to ask a quick question. Anything exciting during summer break? So we're going to utilize our magic box, and that we have down here at the bottom. It's the brown box with the blue bubbles in it. So when we click on this once, we're going to come up to the top where we have this white, or I'm sorry, this yellow square box, and this is our sticky note feature. So you can either preload this ahead of time, where you add a bunch of sticky notes to your board, such as I have up here at the top left of the screen, or you can have the students instruct them to click the magic box, click the yellow sticky note, and they can select whichever color they want from here. From this spot, they'll be able to use the text tool or the marker with their finger as well. And then they can write, what they did or anything exciting over summer break. So I'm just gonna write pool. And then when I click off of that, my sticky note goes into like a pile over here to the far left. So you can click on that and move that. And then you can have the students kind of add those around. Again, you can have the students then double click if you have a bunch of sticky notes already there. So it's getting them interactive with touching the board, knowing and getting familiar with the magic box at the bottom, and then clicking the sticky notes. So this is, again, one way to get them interactive with that part. Now, if you want to get a little bit more deeper, we can come over here to the bottom and use our shape tool. Ooh, that was a funky arrow. If you click the shape tool once, you're going to get 3 options. If you click it again, you're going to get more, but we just need to click it once. I'm going to click the shape tool. So I'm just going to add this quick little square. All right, so now I can fill this if I want. So I'm just going to pick a random color, and the border stays black, but you can change the border as well. So I'm going to toggle over and change this. All right, so now you can have a shape tool or shape instead of the actual sticky note, but this is getting to get more familiar with the adorning menu. And when I say that, when I select my shape, on the right here, I have my actual adorning menu that pops up, and it gives me some more options. So I can use this with my colors that I just did there. But now I can have the student come back and grab the pen tool, and maybe they went to the park. So bear with me as I write with my mouse. So there they went to the park. But one thing to keep in mind, when you have your sticky note, everything's kind of grouped together. When you do it this way with the shapes, it's not grouped together. So again, we're going to use our adorning menu here. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to, instead of the adorning menu this time, we're going to highlight and kind of circle and lasso and all that together. Now we're going to use our adorning menu to click the gray icon with the circle and the square, and that groups everything together. So now I'm moving my sticky note or my shape around, similar like my sticky note where everything's grouped in. So again, that's some magic within our adorning menu that we have listed here. So I just want to kind of throw out there to everybody and ask the question, how else would you maybe learn, or I'm sorry, teach your students to engage with the board? What's a good way for that you have used to be able to do that before? And you can unmute your mic or type in chat, whichever works best for you. I'll give it just a few extra seconds here, just in case anybody's typing. Listening to the board, that's a great way. Sorry, Elena, the question is, how are you teaching your students to be able to engage with the board? Are you having them come up to the board at all? And how are you getting them to learn all these new features? And newbies, that's great. That's great. Hopefully these are some great tips and tools that you guys can take to be able to help your students get adjusted to this new fun tool. They come to the board or throw their work to the board. Great. Great. Thank you guys for answering. And again, you can hop off mute any point in time and throw some of those questions and fun things out there too.
Good morning. This is Elena.
Nice.
Hi there.
Hi, I was just going to share the best feature that I've liked for student engagement has been building pages that have drag and drop. And so it really makes it easy for them to come up. They get used to using the select tool and then moving the different images. I've been using it mostly for phonics, some math. It worked really well, that drag and drop with arrays, and using the markers has also been a really great way to have them interact.
Oh, great. Great. Thank you for that. Those are some great ideas.
One thing, Dana, that I've created, I'm a tech coach, so I don't have a classroom, but one thing I've done is I created a pretend burger place for our transitional special ed class, where they would get an order and it would have all of the different ingredients for the burger. And then they had to drag how they would build that burger. So I used infinite copy. I, had tomato up there, lettuce, bun, cheese, and then infinite copy. And they had to drag those over to build that order. And then they, like the next slide, they'd have to figure out the total and pay for it. And same thing, having the money there and an infinite copy, and having a calculator built in on that page for them as well.
Oh, that's so awesome, Rebecca. Thank you for sharing that. That's another awesome idea. All right, yeah, Rebecca mentioned infinite copy. And before I switch to the next slide, I was going to show you that real quick. So if you notice at the top here, I've got a circle already selected. And when I click on this, I keep getting a whole bunch of shapes already built in. So if you notice when you click on this shape, I've got a kind of an icon here, and it's just a quick visual of a yellow page, and it's got some crosshairs. Now, if I click on that, it's going to turn infinite copy off. And when it's off, you still have your original shape. So when I select this again, I get my adorning menu. The original yellow with the paper behind it, that's straight up copy. And the one down here with the yellow and the crosshairs on that, this is our infinite copy. So when I select that, now every time I click, because I put that in the kind of a wrong spot here, it's kind of hard to see that. So when I select it here, now I can click on this, and now I can get a bunch of different shapes at the same time, rather than having to copy them and have a bunch extra. This is just a great way to use that infinite canvas, or infinite copy, sorry. All right, we should be good with that. Thank you so much for your suggestions and help with that. We're going to go to the next one here. So one of the ways that I love to utilize the ViewSonic software with the My ViewBoard is to bring in items from our cloud storage. So again, that we're going to utilize the magic box down here at the bottom, the brown box with the blue bubbles in it. And I have my Google Drive connected, and I can see that because this is the storage box for the actual device. And then we have right next to it our Google Drive. If you do not have your Google Drive connected, you may want to reach out to your tech department to find out maybe if they are able to push that out, or if you need to set that up in the background through the myviewboard.com site. So from the Google Drive icon here, I can double click my drive, and now I can bring in either my Google Slides that I have, or here's an example of a PDF that I have. So I'm going to double click on this PDF. I'm going to select it. I'm going to bring it in as an object. Always bring in your items as objects because you can do more with them in the long run. And then I'm going to import as portrait. And now if you notice, I'm going to go back a slide here. Here's the slide that I was on. It automatically inserts my PDF as a new page. So I love this feature here. And now I can get my marker and I can write right on this as I bring this in. And as I stated, this inserts as an object. So when I go back to select it, I can see again in the bottom left corner, there's a little padlock. That's my visual, my reminder to know that this is locked. and brought in as an object. And when I click that, it becomes unlocked. And now I've got my adorning menu. I can move this around the board. However, notice my ink did not stay with it. So we just want to make sure that when you're going to come in and write on things, it's definitely best practice to have it locked. And again, in our adorning menu, if you click this lock button, now I can't move this throughout the board. So I just wanted to show you how you're able to bring items in, and you can bring anything in from your OneDrive, your Google Drive, you can bring in pictures and PDFs. Is there anybody that's bringing in anything else from your cloud storage, or how are you utilizing the Magic Box to bring things in?
Yeah, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
So you brought that document in and wrote on it. And so if you lock it in place, it's not going to slide around. So your ink will look like it is where you wrote. But later, if you want to move it, the ink will not come. Could you just select all of that and group it to make your ink stay where it was?
Yes, Cindy, definitely. So I'm going to come back and click unlock. And now I'm going to use the lasso kind of tool there. And now I'm going to group it, and it still stays all together. Great question, Cindy.
But you could bring it in like also as a document, right? Like in the old Smart Notebook software, if I made a Word document, I could print it to a Smart Notebook document and use it and write on it, and the ink layer would stay. Is it similar here?
To be honest, I'm not that familiar with importing the Smart Notebook files. However, if you are a member of our community, you could post that question there, and you can see if somebody else that's more familiar with the smart information, if they'll be able to answer that question for you.
Sure. So within ViewBoard, could you bring in a Word doc, for instance? Or would you have to bring it in as an object?
No, you can always bring it in. You can bring in your Word document that you have. You could bring in your PDF. You could bring in your Google Slides. But when you select object, it's just importing them because you're
Like
able to manipulate more of it.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Great question. All right. Anybody else?
I'm seeing a few in the chat.
Yep, I see that. They like to use the hand tool to move things together. It will stay together. Yep. The transition to smart boards to ViewSonic boards. We have access with most smart files. Yeah, there was someone that posted in there about smart boards. My ViewBoard updated. Yes, they did. My ViewBoard did just do an update today, where if you do import your Google Slides, you are now able to edit as objects, and you're able to edit that better. So yeah, that's a huge update. Great. Thanks for mentioning that, Ray.
Awesome. And just to real quick reiterate what Dana said regarding questions about smart files, and please definitely, if you haven't joined our community, do please. So, uh-oh. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I was just saying, please do so. I did drop a link
Where?
in. I will do it again. And that way you can pose questions there, because we have a community of folks who are more than likely in a similar situation as far as that smartboard transition. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead. I think Norma was trying to speak.
No.
Okay. Okay, so if you don't have a question, go ahead and mute yourself. You do have that ability, and then we'll go ahead and keep moving. Thank you all.
All right. So now we're going to get a little bit more creative, and we're going to add a storyboard. So I've already kind of created and brought in some objects that we're going to use. We're going to do a quick little storyboard about the three little pigs. That's pretty easy enough. So I just want to show you how easy it is to create this. And we're going to learn about our infinite canvas hand. So the infinite canvas hand is pretty awesome. So we'll start with building our storyboard. So I'm going to start with grabbing a rectangle. And then I'm going to select infinite copy here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add just a couple, oops, sorry about that. I'm gonna add just a couple boards here. And by selecting this and dragging and dropping it, I don't have to keep drawing different rectangles, worrying about different sizes. It's just a quick fix to be able to line everything up pretty good here. And then if you notice that once you select our images that we have in our objects and you go to move it, you'll get these blue lines that'll kind of help you make sure everything's kind of lined up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the select tool and lasso. Oops, I went too far. You got to be careful where we lasso it. I'm going to lasso these together, and I'm going to use my adorning menu and click lock because I don't want these to move once I have them set up. So now one of the features that's kind of awesome about the board is we can use our infinite canvas hand because it may be hard for our students just to draw something in the small box. So I'm going to click on infinite canvas hand, and that is down here at the bottom in our main toolbar. And then once you're here, you can now zoom in. So I'm on my mouse, so it's easier. However, if you are at the board, you can use your pinching fingers, or you can use 2 fingers to zoom in and out. So now I'm going to zoom in, and you can go up to 400% with this if you wanted to. So that's pretty awesome, and I love that feature. But what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to zoom back out, and now I want to add some information to my storyboard. So I'm going to go and select my pig. I already brought in these images. I went to our magic box at the bottom. And if you notice next to the YouTube, there's a mountain with kind of a magnifying glass. And then I just typed in the word pig. And here's your tech tip for the day. If you add .png after pig, you will get more of a clip art image. It won't have as much background or detail. It's just going to be kind of stripped down a little bit versus the full graphic image of what you're looking for. So that's your tech tip. .png after what you're looking for, and then just click enter or the magnifying glass. And so as I'm searching here, and it's taking forever. Here's my pig that I brought in. So I just clicked him, and then there we go. Double click and it adds the pig to my board, and then you can shrink him up if you need to. So that's how I got my icons and my objects here. So I'm going to select, go back to my pig, and I'm going to shrink him down. And I want 3 pigs. So I'm going to use my adorning menu to select infinite copy. And now I can grab my pig, bring him to the board. So now I've got 3 pigs listed here. Now I'm going to zoom in with my infinite canvas hand, and we're going to draw their house. So now I'm able to focus more, able to see where I'm at. Don't laugh at my house. It's pretty bad. So here's the 3 little pigs house. So we can have that listed here. But again, I'm zoomed in. And again, I can go up to 400%. So this gives me an area just to work right here on the board. All right, so now I can zoom back out, select my pointer tool, or I'm sorry, the infinite canvas, and then I can move the board around where I need it to go. So now if I come back here to my board, I'm going to move that out of the way. All right, so now I can click on my house. Maybe we want the house down here. And maybe I want here's the big bad wolf. So I want to be able to use him twice. So again, so I'm just going to bring him in here and bring him in here. And then I'm going to add the rest of my images as I need to. So now you're going to work on your storyboard. You're going to continue as is. You get the idea for that. And now we want to present. So we're going to still use our infinite canvas hand. We're going to zoom in. And maybe we don't want to give the ending of the story away to everybody. So this is another great action that you can utilize through the infinite canvas hand to zoom in. We're going to talk about this. And we're going to talk about this one. We're going to talk about how the wolf blows the house down. And then we're kind of left with nothing at the end. So you can utilize the infinite canvas hand to be able to get more real estate on your board too. I do like to tell our math teachers that run out of room when they're doing X equals X, it's supposed to be a Y. However, if they need more space and they run out of room, they can activate infinite canvas as well and move that around. Is there any other way that you guys are thinking of utilizing your infinite canvas, or maybe you didn't realize that was there or an option? What are you guys thinking with that?
Well, I've suggested to our elementary teachers that they have a morning like bell worksheet that will have a little bit of English, a little bit of math, whatever. And they were used to using their Elmo or document camera that they had and putting it under there. But I'm like, why not just, have all of your morning bell work in a file, because then you can like have it in there, zoom in, all of your writing will stay with you. You can go back and see what you used because of having that infinite canvas. You can just move it all around as you need it.
Great, that's awesome, Rebecca. Those are other great suggestions. One teacher said she wants to build a seating chart, given how easy it is to move content around. Someone else has said we have done search and find with vocabulary and spelling words, multiple ways to solve a problem, brainstorming maps. Those are great. Oh my gosh, those are awesome ideas. All right, and Cindy had mentioned about slides and printing. Yes, you're able to print the slides, and that can be found through the file folder option that you have available there. All right. Oh, and when you use the infinite canvas, you do have to make sure that if you want to print this, that everything that's visible is on on your screen. If not, it will print what you have and it will cut that off. So that's a great question and statement there, Cindy. All right, we're going to move on. And we're going to talk about throwing to your board. So throwing to your board is a fantastic way to maybe get around using a document camera or an Elmo, just because you're not having to be focused straight on that. However, I'm going to show you a couple different features that go with the throwing option to your board. So we also use this thing called a My ViewBoard. It's the companion app that you can download on your phone. It is this little cloud symbol here. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually throw something. So here's a quick worksheet that maybe I forgot to scan as a PDF and then send it to my email and download it to my computer, and then upload it to my Drive account to bring down into this. So that's a lot of steps to take, especially if there's a huge line at the copier. So I'm going to scan this real quick with my phone. I'm going to use the companion app. And then once I'm in the companion app, I have an option to throw, and it's the paper airplane icon. I'm going to click throw, and then I'm going to click, you have browse or camera, and I'm going to click camera, and I'm just going to take a picture of it real quick off screen here. And I'm going to select. So now here's my picture, and then the name of my board. And then at the top here, there's a paper airplane icon again, similar to the one that's on the screen. And now I'm going to throw this to my board. It's going to say throwing. And then when it finally hits, and you do not have to be on the same connection as your wireless network, so that's good. So it'll say, got it. And it says, would you like to open this photo on the whiteboard? So I'm just going to click yes. And that's how fast you're able to throw something to your board if you forgot to grab something. Maybe you're changing pace. Maybe you decide, okay, yeah, we have to go back and review something from yesterday. So now I can bring this in, and it opens right over top of the board, the slide that I already have up. And now I'm going to go back to my adorning menu, because like I said, this is something I threw into my presentation right now. And it's an object. So I'm going to have my adorning menu to the right. I'm going to click the lock button. And here's my padlock. So I have that visual. Now I can get my marker or my pen here. And now I can solve for X. So X equals 3. So now I can write on my board, and I can go back to my selection tool here, and I can't move it. I'm clicking and trying to drag it. I can't do any of that. I can select what I just wrote. However, I'm just going to go back to my, I just click the unlock. I see my adorning menu, and now you'll see it moving. So that's one of the important reasons that you just want to make sure that you lock when you bring something in like that. And if you see, my items now have gone off the page. At the bottom, I can use my infinite canvas hand. Again, that's down here at the bottom in the main toolbar. My arrows are really bad today. I apologize for that. But I can go back and click that to activate it. So let's say we just want to work on this problem and we want to make sure those in the back of the room can see it. This is another great way to interact with that infinite canvas hand to see that. And now I can go down and say, all right, now we're going to focus on this problem. Do you guys have any questions about throwing anything to the board, or ways or ideas that you've thrown something to the board before?
We have a couple in chat. Let's take a look. Let's see. Using their laptop. Did you see that one from Stacy?
I am running the software from my laptop, not the board. Can I use? Yes, Stacy, that's what I'm doing right now. My plan was to present actually on the board today. However, it didn't work out correctly. So I am on my laptop right now. I have my ViewBoard software open, and I am signed into my ViewSonic account, and I've been able to do that real quick. Great question. Any restrictions to prevent unwanted throws to the board? So, John, that's another great question. So, the students, I believe they're not able to have that option to open it directly to the board. However, if you notice my bell icon here at the very top, it has a 1 on it. And when I click that, you'll see my image real small here. So if you're not sure what Tara threw to your board, maybe she's a little sketchy, you're not really sure, you can come up there real close, look at that tiny little thumbnail, and you can say, okay, yeah, this looks legit. So you can open it through your magic box and then the paper airplane icon here. And then you're able to see what you've thrown as well if you do not open it directly from your phone. And now I can click and drag that, and it's into my canvas as well. So those are some other options that you can use with the throw. My boards are not connected to Wi-Fi. If it's not connected to Wi-Fi, that's fine. You're still, at least you have internet access, hopefully, to be able to get to that. So you should be able to do that. Yes, the recording this will be recorded and shared for sure. The companion app is in the Galaxy store. A great way to find the companion app is at the top next to our bell. There's a gear icon. If you click on this, where did it go? Oh, it came up behind my chat box. All right. And then if you click the app, you're able to scan the QR codes, or you can get it from the App Store or Google Play. Great questions, guys. All right. And your host session ID is going to be the board name up here at the top. So that's what you would enter. All right. So we're going to move on. All right. So another way to have your students engage at the board is using participant mode. And this is a Windows only feature. So if you do not have the slot in PC in the back of your board, you will not be able to use this, or if you're not connected through a Windows device. So if you're using the Android system, unfortunately, this is not an option for you right now. However, when you are in the My ViewBoard software, you can come over and click participant mode. Now, keep in mind, this is kind of a third-party app within the ViewSonic software. So it will take a couple more seconds to load as it's bringing that up. So if you accidentally click this, you'll have to tell your students, oh, sorry, they won't be able to get to it. Tara, are you able to see this, the participant mode on your screen?
I am.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure. It kind of took my whole screen away. All right, so when you get this notice, just go ahead and click that X out of it. Now you're able to have 3 students to your board at one point in time. Now, when I'm at the board and I demo this, I normally come up here and I'll write with both my finger and my pen on both of these at the same time. However, I am not at the board today, so I don't have more than one and I'm not on a touch device. However, I love this feature that the students can come to the board. They can write what they need to. Maybe you're asking them a question. Maybe you want them to do a math problem. So you're able to do this. And then when you go to erase, maybe the students made a mistake, and they can click erase. And at the same time, the other students are able to still continue to write while the students erase in this. Now, one caveat, you cannot bring in a PDF or images. This is straight up just writing space, essentially, for the students. So then I'm going to go ahead and click delete and clear these. Now, another feature is you can bring up 6 students to the board. So you can bring that up if you want. That gets kind of crazy, definitely, for sure. However, you can have student 1, 2, and 3 start working on those problems. And then classroom management, you can then point to 3 other students and say, you're 4, 5, 6. So when the student 1 sits down, have student 4 come up. So then you can work on time management and not wasting too much time then with that. And again, they each have their own box, and they can erase their own problems at the board. Now, when you're done with participant mode, you do have to come all the way over to the far right. And then if you see down here at the bottom, there is an X. So if you click that X, then you're back to your ViewBoard software. Is there any questions or people that have used participant mode, likes, dislikes on that?
Are you able to, as the host, when you have that classroom screen up, are you able to throw a problem to all the boards, or as the teacher, you could just write the problem on there before the kids come up? So then would you have to write on each one individually?
Sadly, Cindy, yes, you have to write on each one individually for this situation. I'm just reading some of the questions here. I do not know if this will be made available for Android or not yet. For right now, I just know that it's just strictly available for Windows. Someone has used participant mode for a scientific method. We have used the up and down arrow to lower boards 1, 2, and 3 for shorter students. Yes, if you have students, you're able for the 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, you can bring those down for a shorter student. That's a great idea. Kelsey, great. Thank you for that. All right, so now I want to hop to the next thing. This is kind of a bonus slide I threw in here. This is one of the features that you can utilize through the Shapes tool. And again, the Shapes tool is on the, ooh, my arrows are awful. The main toolbar down here at the bottom, you select it once, you get your 3 options, you select it again, you get more. And within our options, we have at the bottom, we have these standard shapes, we have our 3D shapes, and we have different lines we can utilize. We can also change the thickness, the transparency level, and the colors. And this last one here is our grid feature. I love this feature because you are able to add as many as you want within this. One caveat is it's not like Microsoft Office or Google Docs that when you need to add a column, it's not easy to add that column. So you have to delete it and come back. However, I have already inserted a quick chart here. And I've already taken the time to type in the text. And then I was able to use my pointer tool, and then I can bring in my words. So I kind of created that ahead of time. But now we're going to use this kind of drag drop feature. And one of the features that I like within this is if I grab this rectangle and I go to put it in its box, if you notice that red kind of selection tool kind of shows up. Now watch when I unclick or when I drop it in, it automatically resized. And I feel like that option is so cool. I love it. So I wanted to put this in here to show you that. And again, with our circle, you drag and drop and it resizes that automatically. and I can go back to my pointer tool, and this all now is kind of grouped together without having to lasso it and group it together through the adorning menu. So again, just kind of throw this in here. So just to show you that. So this was just a quick bonus that I was able to bring in through our shape options. Any questions about that? All right, you guys are awesome. You've asked some awesome questions today. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one. And we're just kind of going to start wrapping up a little bit here. I want to make sure that you are aware of the knowledge base. So the website is myviewboard.com/KB. This knowledge base is amazing. So what I've done here is I've taken kind of quick, I've kind of bookmarked an image essentially as a quick link here. So if you notice, I have this icon down here at the bottom. It's kind of like a Chrome icon. And if I click this icon that's kind of hidden there, it opens up to our embedded browser that we have within our software. So nothing I've done so far within the software have I left the software. I am still on the software. I'm still in it. So I'm opening kind of another layer on top of this canvas of my actual internet. And it's kind of a light internet, as you would call it. And how I bookmarked this is, if you notice down here at the bottom, there is a round icon. We kind of call it the shutter icon. If you click this icon and once, it's going to say that the screenshot has been pasted to the whiteboard. You can click OK and you can close that. So if you want to prepare your lesson ahead of time, where you have to go to this website and you don't want to take the time to minimize whiteboard, open up Chrome, come back, and then toggle back and forth, there is the Windows toggle feature. However, this is a great option because now I can shrink this, move this out of sight, out of mind. And now when I'm ready to show you the knowledge base, I can click this and click that icon. And now it's going to open up in my embed browser. So you can also make that full screen or shrink it back up. However, our knowledge base is amazing. So some of these keywords that I've mentioned today, the magic box, the adorning menu, infinite canvas, throw, you can come back in here and type any of those in the search box, and it's going to bring you up some of those suggestions. Or you can come down here to the whiteboard. And maybe you just want to learn more about the whiteboard. This is a great spot to just hop in here and to go over some of these. So you can bring up whiteboard main toolbar. And then from here, you can see these icons. Oh, yeah, there's the magic box. I can click on this and go through and talk about all those icons and what they do. So here's where you can search for your images. Here's we can talk more about throw. So some of those things that I've already talked about today, this is where you can come back and reference those. So I don't like to leave notes in my trainings because when I pass out handouts, these don't change. But what changes? The internet does. So this is a great reference spot to come back to find those fake notes that are updated quite a bit. So this is all again through our embed browser. And I just took a quick little snippet of it. And again, when you bring this up, you can use this on any website. And that's just the shutter icon down here at the bottom to take that quick screenshot that you can access it. All right, and now I just want to hop over here and just let you know that you'll be receiving a quick little takeaway of our session that we've talked about today and how we've talked about the different sticky notes and the shapes. And you'll be able to click these links and they will take you directly to the actual knowledge base. So you can go back over and review all of that. And then one thing I just want to point out is our community. Please join the community. It's amazing. If you are not sure of what maybe your science classes are doing for a planet lesson and how are they using the boards and getting the most out of it, throw those questions on the community. Hey, science teachers, what are you doing for planets? How are you doing your lesson and making it engaging for students? Throw that up there. It's going to be great to see if you get any answers back. Hopefully other teachers in your area will be able to do that too. Does anybody have any questions with what we went over today?
I am looking through. Cindy, so it automatically links the image to the website you took it from. Is that regarding the knowledge base? I'm not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So
Yeah,
it'll
just
automatically
using-
link that.
Right, so the shutter icon, like as soon as you grab an image from a website, it's going to automatically like the image that it brought in is automatically linked back to the website, hey?
Correct. So I'm going to switch over to my whiteboard here real quick right now, bring up the floating toolbar. And now I'm going to go ahead and click my screenshot. And I'm going to close this, and you'll see that difference. So it's whatever page that you have up is going to screenshot that. And then when I click on it again, it's going to take you directly back to that page. Great question,
That is
Cindy.
awesome. That's nice.
And let's see, Stacy, are there pre-made slides for training teachers?
So we have some options available in our ViewSonic Originals, and you can find that in our magic box. And then the icon onto the left of the YouTube, you can bring up some ViewSonic Originals through there, or you can search ViewSonic Originals on the knowledge base to bring up more information. Great question.
And that also answers John's question. Also wondering if there's a training manual or old school doc that you can recommend.
So I cannot stress enough the YouTube channel that ViewSonic has. If you just go to YouTube on your phone and type in ViewSonic Education, I stress this so much. While you're brushing your teeth in the morning, put some of those videos on real quick. It's just going to give you some refreshers, some ideas, and be able to visually connect what they're doing. So I can't stress their YouTube channel enough because it's other teachers, other trainers, other people throwing information up there for what's going to be awesome ideas that you'll be able to learn more from. So yes, do that while you're sitting at your son's soccer game, you're waiting for things. Stop scrolling Facebook. We've seen all of that. We know. Bring up this education channel anywhere that you are, and it's amazing. Great questions.
Dana,
Yes.
the YouTube channel, I absolutely love it. What I did for our teachers, because I know every time, like when you hear go watch a video, they're like, oh, I don't have time for it. So I created a document listing all of the videos with a link directly to them. But then I put the time next to them because a lot of them are just short 2-minute videos, you know,
Right.
like drilled down very specific so that if somebody was like, what is infinite copy? They could go straight to that. So that was something, you know, like that helped on a tech coach side to help my teachers understand, you know, they're out there and they don't take a lot of time of your prep. You know, you're not spending your entire prep trying to watch a video.
Right. That's awesome, Rebecca. Yeah, that's why we break them down super small like that, because nobody wants to sit in front of this hour-long session of a recorded video of going through all that. It's a lot. So that's why they break those down into small chunks. So that's great. As I had one question about the ViewBoard and the whiteboard file be shared directly to participants. John, I do want to show you kind of where that is. If you go down to the file folder at the bottom, and if you see the QR code, so it's going to ask you, do you want to share your whiteboard session using a QR code? This first saves a copy to your default cloud storage location. So when I click yes on this, it's going to render all of my canvases together real quick, and it's going to give me two options. It's going to give me a QR code, where as I throw this up at the end of the board under my session with my students, they can scan that quick as they're walking out with their phones, obviously grade level appropriate. And if you allow phones, or what you can do is you can click, copy this link down here at the bottom. It's not letting me copy it for some reason on my computer. However, it's short enough. You can write that down. If it doesn't let you copy it on the board, it lets me copy it. But you can copy this and you can paste this into your Google Classroom if you have one. You can email it to the student. Maybe a student wasn't was absent in your class that day. They can go back and review that lesson. But again, make sure if you used Infinite Canvas that you've stretched it all back into that original canvas so that the students can see everything. That was a great question, John. All right. And yes, an .olf training would be good. You do need to make sure that when you do create your lessons within the ViewBoard software, you come down to the file folder and you click save. And I just overwrote my file because I wasn't looking what I was doing. Anyway, but when you come down and click the file folder, and I'm going to do save as instead, make sure you save to your cloud storage. And it's going to give you kind of the location to put it in. My ViewBoard creates a file folder similar to Google Classroom, has created their own in your drive as well, so you can drop it in there. And then when you name your file, I'm just going to throw something in there, and then you click the check mark at the very far right, it'll save it as a .olf file. And this file is only able to be opened up in the software that we have. So you won't be able to open up from your computer. You must be signed into the software to be able to open it. So yeah, saving is definitely important and you want to make sure you save often as you're in here. And again, within the ViewBoard knowledge base, I think I've got a link right here on your takeaway item. So you'll be able to click save and go and review some of those changes or how to save again, if that was too quick for you to grab.
Awesome. Okay, our time is winding down, and I definitely don't want to keep you all longer. I realize it's the middle of the day for some of you, most of you. But thank you, Dana, again. I would invite you to keep the conversation going, drop comments into the thread associated with this session, so we can keep the conversation moving. If your question was not addressed, the chat was moving fast and furious. So if we missed it, my apologies. You can pipe in and ask it now. If not, feel free to reach out directly, or as I just said, keep the conversation going into in the community. Okay, so as you guys could well see, this is way more than a projector, and I hope that is the major takeaway that you've gotten, in addition to all these nuggets, why it's more than just a projector. Okay, so thank you, Dana, again. As promised, I said that we would do a gift card giveaway at the end, and I did pop the link in. Hopefully you all found it and you were able, if you haven't done so already, able to join the community. Let me share my screen really quick and show you. I promise this will be really quick. But again, it does serve as a great space. Hold on a second. I'm going to do two. Hold on. I don't think I'm sharing just yet. Give me 1 second. I promise I know how to share. Okay, there we go. But it didn't do the thing I wanted. Okay, so you all. Okay, once it's like bopping around. Give me a second again. We're going to try this one more time. Okay, so this is 2, and then share 2. Okay, and then it's still not the community, so give me 1 sec. Let me just move this over. Okay, now you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is the link that I was popping in. So you're going to join here. I'm already obviously in, but if you aren't in, it will take you to a space where you can real quick add your information. This, of course, will also connect you with my ViewBoard software if you haven't joined that space yet either. But when I was referring to the session, the thread associated with this session, this is what I meant here. And I see some folks. So then I'm going to give another couple of hours. And so I'm going to draw names from here. If no one else drops a comment here in a couple hours, then I'm taking 3 winners. I would have to pull from 3 here. So You guys decide how we want to how big or small we want to make our pool. But I thank you for those who have already commented. Like I said, I'll give a couple hours for those who want to kind of allow things to marinate a bit and then drop a comment. That's fine. I also encourage you to keep the conversation going. Utilize this space, as Dana and I have said throughout this session. Drop some questions in there. I will tell you this. I do ensure I check the community space all the time. So if in fact you pose a question and it has gone unanswered, I will directly reach out to Field Solutions or a PD person to make sure it gets the answer that it needs. I love, love, love for the community to sound off and provide answers. But if that doesn't happen, we do make sure that an answer does come. Okay, so please feel like you can utilize this space for that.
Can you repost that link on how to get to the community again?
I can. Let me come back here and just grab it and copy. See, and let me just pop it in chat. Okay, there we go. And there you go. Okay, hopefully that has come and you guys should be able to just click on it. And like I said, depending upon where you are, if you're already part of, if you've already subscribed, if you will, to my view board, then it will kind of directly drive you in that way. If you haven't done any of those things, then it's going to sign you up that way. So again, it doesn't take long, but I know you'll find it to be very worthwhile. I also wanted to remind you all, in addition to all the lovely golden nuggets that were shared from Dana, this is going to go to you all. You will receive this recording via email, but then it will live. Let me just get out of there. It will live here. So notice we have webinar recordings, and so it'll be here. You saw the very cool takeaway cheat sheet that Dana has prepared. That's going to make it really very easy for you to get back to some of those golden nuggets. It's all connected to our knowledge base, so it's going to provide you with those visuals that you need to get you back there so that you can too become the expert that I know you are with this, with the hardware and the software. Okay. Any other questions before we wrap up? Questions, comments? Awesome. I do, like I said, if your question is, oh, I see one. I want to make sure I'm going in Q&A. Imported directly editable. Wonder if slides can be imported and directly editable. For example, can Android apps like slides be installed on the device? Did we address that question, Dana? I just saw.
We're not there yet. Yes, we can import the slides. Yes, we can make them an object. However, I think we're just not quite there yet. PowerPoint, we can do a little bit more with it. However, I think Google Slides, we're still kind of working on that.
Okay. And just so you know, I get this recording. I've taken some notes. I'll be sending some stuff up internally as well. And I can obviously respond regarding where things are on the roadmap. Okay. So thank you all again. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Dana. This was wonderful. As you can tell from the explosive chat and the comments that came in, you guys were great. This is exactly what we want the digital workshops to be. Very interactive, very engaging, and you did that. So thank you. And I will get the winners. You will get your rewards, your gift cards sent via email, promise. Okay. All right.
Thanks, Sarah, for having me.
Thank you, Dana. We appreciate you so, and we appreciate you all for joining. Be well, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.